Verla, you ready to talk about some TILETUM? Have you played TILETUM, by the way, Jeremy?
Sure. Yes, I have.
Okay,
this game I did not play until after we did our top 10, and I was like, dude, this could have been on my top 10 for 2020.
Right.
Let's talk about it.
BJ from More Game Gumbo. I've got my guest Jeremy Howard. I've also got Verla, and I've got Steve, and we're talking spicy hot games. And this did make my top 5 of the year for 2022 because I absolutely love this game. And we're talking from board and dice. We're talking a tea game, TILETUM. Verla, take it away. Tell us about TILETUM.
Well, this one made my top 2, fighting it out with Planet Unknown for my favorite game last year. But BJ and I got to play this at BGG Con in November. And what was that? Maybe the second day we were there. And I was like, it's going to be really hard to beat this out of all the other games I try while I'm here.
It's a blur to me. BGG Con was a blur to me.
Yeah, there was so much going on, but had so much fun playing this, knew that it had to make it to my collection. I ended up picking up a copy right around Christmas time, and I've played it about 6 times more since you and I played it. Yeah. Played it, gosh, I played it at every player count except solo at this point, 2, 3, and 4.
What do you like about it?
Oh, goodness.
As opposed to some of the other tea games.
There's so much. It is my favorite of the tea games.
Okay.
Just fell off my computer. Sorry.
That's a big statement.
Yeah, it's definitely my favorite. I mean, it's a very beige Euro, but
look at those colors. What are you talking about?
It is so.
Those are very muted,
game.
but then you go and look at all your player colors, and they're like neon. Neon green, neon orange, bright pink. It kind of clashes, but it helps bring out, some color against all the rest of the beige and mutedness.
Look at all the colors right here, Jeremy. Look, we've got reds.
Yeah, on the cover of the box.
Not when you take it out of the box.
They used them all up on the cover. There's nothing inside. They used them all.
They made 1/4 of the game brown.
Steve's got a philosophy, though. What does Steve say about games like this?
Beige is the rage, man.
Beige is the rage. Come on, man.
But what I like about it, there's so many different actions that you can take. And, it's kind of point salad-y, which I love. One of the designers is also the designer of Grand Austria Hotel, which is one of my top 2 games as well. So it's got aspects. It's got this King's track that reminds me of the Emperor track in that. And it's kind of brutal.
You like the Emperor's track? I mean, the King's track, that's a lot of complaints from people.
I wouldn't say I like it. I'm just comparing.
Do you remember our friend Dave Dugas?
Actually,
Dugas did not like the King's track.
No, it's not fun. But I've been learning in all the plays that I've been doing of this game so far. I've been trying to go heavy on the King's track because it reminds me of Emperor's track that can be so cruel. But that hasn't been the most winning strategy for me, especially if you don't get houses out there on the board. Because you're going around Europe, you're trying to build houses with your little merchant. You're trying to move your architect character around so that you can build cathedrals in different cities. There's 4 rounds. At the end of each of the 4 rounds, you've got to have a house or your merchant in one of these cities that, randomly come out at setup in order to be able to score for that round. And there's different things that could come out to score for every game. So there's a lot of variety in it, which I like. I really like the action selection wheel and how that changes. You've got dice that go all the way around. You pick your dice and whatever number's on the die, you get that many of that color resource. And then like if it's a 6, I think then you get 1 action point to actually do stuff. Color is duller. But there's so many things that you can be doing. You're trying to do it all. You're trying to balance it all out. And I really, really dig it. Jeremy,
what's the selling point for this game? Why did you like it so much?
Tassini, top 3 designer for me. Despite all personal issues and things of that nature outside of that, we're not going to go back there. But what I really love about is just smart choices with dice. That's the key. That action wheel is really smart. It's really smart. It's also familiar kind of with him, sort of with him. It's like that action selection is just super fun. I mean, it's easy. One color, the outside is the number of points of action, I think it is, right? And keeps your mind, it keeps your attention in a lot of different places, and everybody's trying to get around to that part of the board that they need to be at by a certain time, or you just don't invest in it and you're trying to just make sure you get your spots filled up so you get points. When I played this game for the first time, I got I think we got down to a tiebreaker or 1 point.
Oh wow!
And it was down to resources that we got a point.
Wow.
We had to, which makes for an experience, and that experience was very positive. So I'm really, I'm just really happy with that game. I slept on it. I had it since Essen, and I didn't even play it. And then I was hanging out doing our top 10. I drove down to India and I did our top 10, and I played it with David like at 11 o'clock at night. And I was like, damn, like this would have been on my top 10. This is awesome.
Wow.
Jeremy, look at these colors. Why do they say this game is beige? Look at these beautiful colors. It's
sorry,
right there.
It ain't enough, bro.
Well, as you notice, I'm studiously avoiding pictures of the board because the board is.
See?
There you go.
Yeah.
The bright player colors.
I mean, you literally need a neon marker to make this game not look so beige.
Do you know what I like about this game, Jeremy? I really dig when games have what I like to call the bubble wrap popping moments, and that's what this is. This is like Weird Al wrapping himself with bubble wrap, sitting on the couch and just popping it all night. Like if you get your action set up correctly, and my wife, it drives her crazy because it'll be like, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to play this tile, and I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to do
They're
this
going to trigger so many things.
It
I
just
love
keeps
that about
triggering.
it.
I love it. It's like watching firecrackers just, a string of firecrackers just popping and popping and popping. And I love that.
What's that thing where you get the people, like the people's faces? You're trying to collect them.
You're trying to put
like
people in houses.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got contracts. You're trying to put contracts. What is it? At the top of houses or on the top of your board, of your personal player board?
Just that part alone was awesome. Like there's a lot of good going on in this game. And don't get me wrong, I could see how people will overlook this game. It's boring theme. It's not like it's doing anything exciting thematic.
You didn't feel like you were doing a fair?
Jeremy,
put me on the screen. Put me on the screen. Put me up there on the screen. You ready? You ready?
There it is.
I think you're screen pros.
That's the classic Jeremy. He's giving us the look.
Come on, man. Come on.
Okay, maybe not much of a theme. I'll give you that.
Okay.
I'll give you that.
It's really not.
It feels kind of abstract.
I don't even know what those so-called player pieces are supposed to mean. I mean, it's so not thematic. I guess, is that supposed to be your little carriage thing you're driving around?
I was calling it a wagon. You've got a little wagon.
Merchants.
That's a wagon? Yeah.
The merchants go from town to town trying to sell things.
Okay.
And then
there's guys.
There's the candlestick.
And then the architects are trying to build.
You got the candlestick there.
Trying to build those pillars so that you can build onto the cathedrals in the cities.
Berta also said something that I liked, and that is the fact that every game is going to be a little bit different. Look, the games are similar when you play, but they're going to be a little bit different because of the way the different fairs come out. It'll be different parts of the board that you're going to be focusing on.
Yep.
Ultimately, it is kind of the same game, but I think that applies to all the Italian designer games. I mean, Grand Austria Hotel is going to mechanically play the same, but it's going to be different depending on what guests come out, right?
Right.
Yeah. So
true.
Did you guys see Board and Dice had announced on their social media this morning that they've got some new promo cards or something that you can get now that will give you variable starting powers?
Oh, I'm going to order those ASAP.
Which looks pretty cool. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that.
Those right now.
I just saw it scrolling earlier this morning and forgot to go back and look until just now. So I'll have to find it together. It's supposed to be
I haven't played this one, but that wheel in the middle, when you look at that picture, it kind of gives me the feels of like Red Cathedral's rondelle with dice around the outside there. Is there some degree of that as you're moving around?
A little bit.
Is
in
it
that,
like a rondelle for selections?
Yeah, not necessarily a rondelle. It's just picking those dice. But so where Red Cathedral, you actually move it around. You got to think about that.
Yeah.
But think about the part about Red Cathedral as in what the dice are in those sections are going to affect your turn. Yeah. That's how it is in TILETUM.
Okay.
And the really cool thing is the stronger the dice you take, the more actions you get, but the less resources you get. Or do I have it backwards? Do I have it backwards?
Let's see. Like if you pick a 6 die, you're going to get 6 resources and only 1 action.
But you only get one action.
So there's the tension.
That's right.
Yeah. Super tense there. Then there's
also like a there's like a thing where you have to kind of go like, there's also like this jewelry kind of thing where you also have to like keep your points high enough and pay attention to it.
The
Otherwise
King's Road,
The King's Road.
Road.
The King's
So
Track.
there's that as well. So there's a lot of things pulling for your attention.
Yeah.
You know, and also people can like, they can sort of, is it like they can move your die, or you can kind of pay to move the dice around too? So
You can
there's
pay
that
2
strategy
coins
too?
to
move.
change. Like
So-
if there's no dice in 5, but there are in 4
Yeah.
and 3, you pay 2 coins to make it the 5 that you need.
Yeah.
That's the
there's-
nugget
so
in this game.
that's-
I like when a game has a nugget that's going to help you to kind of get a little boost or mitigate the dice or change it. Sort of like the workers in Castles of Burgundy. That's what it is in TILETUM. It's basically gold, right? I think if I remember right from TILETUM, it's gold. That'll
Yeah.
help you kind of change your actions there.
Mhm.
So that's